Welcome to the funky Florida island that you've probably never heard of.
Now, most of the islands in this area of Florida are known for their beaches and their resorts, but this island is completely different.
But not in a bad way, and in this video we're going to show you why this incredibly unique island is one you're definitely not going to want to miss.
Now, the island which we're referring to is Pine Island, which lies just west of Fort Myers and Cape Coral along Southwest Florida's beautiful Gulf Coast. And while many areas of the Southwest Florida coastline have capitalized on the region's beauty to become major tourist hotspots, Pine Island has managed to stay mostly under the tourism radar, and even seems to be a little bit stuck in time, as it has no stoplights, no high-rises, and no chain restaurants. Now, on your way to Pine Island, you'll pass through the tiny island of Matlacha, which also has a low-key, old Florida vibe, and is where we made our first stop of the day for breakfast. We quickly discovered that the Perfect Cup was far more than a coffee shop, as they offered a good variety of breakfast and lunch options as well.
Our first stop here on Matlacha is one that was highly recommended by one of our viewers, Mike, so we're really excited to try it. We ordered 2 coffees and we're going to share the Crab Benedict. So our coffees came out pretty quickly, and I have to say that these are probably the largest coffees we've ever had at a restaurant before. For comparison, here is my phone. These coffee cups are giant. I went with a butterscotch latte and Skylar went with a pumpkin spice breve. This place roasts their coffee in-house, so we are very excited to try it. All right, what do you think?
I actually think that one might be yours. Okay, I do think I taste a little bit of pumpkin in it now. The coffee flavor is not super strong, but I think that's a good thing since they're so huge. If they were strong, that would just be too much caffeine, so I would recommend the coffees here. All right, let's see if Jamie can tell which is which.
This one is definitely the pumpkin spice. I'm not sure why Skylar was having a hard time with it. Yeah, 100% pumpkin spice.
Which one you like better?
I think I like my butterscotch better.
So Matlacha and Pine Island are full of a lot of great food and drink spots, and we definitely plan to take you to a few of them in this video, which is why we weren't even sure if we'd order any food here, but when we saw the crab eggs benedict on the menu, we had to get it because we both love crab and eggs benedict, so when you combine them, it's got to be even better. So that's definitely a little bit difficult to eat, but it is loaded with crab and it is delicious, so I would definitely order it again.
Yeah, that hollandaise sauce is really creamy and you can really taste that blue crab. I would also recommend it. Now for our side, we went with the cheese grits, and like most grits, they're not super flavorful, but once you add a little salt and pepper to them, they're pretty good. After our breakfast at the Perfect Cup, we wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about Matlacha, the island. It is much smaller than Pine Island. I think there are around 600 permanent residents. It's known for being an old Florida fishing village with an artsy and colorful vibe.
The island is full of canals like the one behind me, meaning that most of the businesses and homes on the island do have water access and access to the Gulf of Mexico, which really adds to that old Florida fishing village feel.
Like their neighbor Fort Myers Beach, both Matlacha and Pine Island were hit really hard by Hurricane Ian. Almost all the buildings sustained major damage, and almost 2 years later you can still see the effects of this hurricane. So if you're someone that wants to support local businesses and a community that's recovering, we highly recommend coming to check out this area.
With a delicious breakfast in the books, it was time to make our way to Pine Island. And while we knew this wasn't going to be our typical Florida island experience, we were still a little bit surprised by just how different this island was. We had heard that the island was great for cycling and had planned on doing so ourselves, but given a big storm was just a couple hours away, we decided to leave the e-biking for another day. As we continued to make our way northwards up Pine Island, the road became less and less trafficked, while the views became more and more stunning.
We decided to begin our time here on Pine Island by driving all the way to the north end to Bokeelia because we knew it was going to be a beautiful drive and that we'd have some good views of some of the neighboring islands.
Up to the right, you can see Boca Grande. Over here is Gasparilla Island. Behind that other pier is Cayo Costa.
Now, unlike Matlacha, Pine Island is actually pretty huge. In fact, it's the largest barrier island off the southwest coast of Florida, and at 18 miles long, it does take quite a bit of time to drive up and down it.
If you're enjoying this video so far, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. And if you'd like to see many more off the beaten path Florida spots like this one, be sure to subscribe to our channel and turn the notifications on.
Now, like Matlacha, Pine Island is located just miles from where the eye of Hurricane Ian passed, but because Pine Island is larger, has a little more elevation, and also has mature trees, interior portions of the island were more protected from both floodwaters and winds compared to the coastal areas of the island as well as Matlacha.
Now the north end of the island is the quieter side, but there are a few restaurants, including Captain Khan's behind us. We have heard good things about it, but we're not hungry yet, so we're gonna start heading south. We're currently leaving the north end of the island and heading to Pineland, and even though this island does not have any sandy beaches, I cannot get over how gorgeous it is.
While the island was looking amazing, we could tell that the weather would soon be turning ugly, but it wasn't going to stop us from exploring the rest of Pine Island.
We wanted to make a quick stop here by Safe Harbor Marina because this is where you're going to want to come to catch a ferry to nearby islands of Cayo Costa, North Captiva, or Cabbage Key. Now, Cabbage Key is known for being quite remote but still having a really unique restaurant and inn, while the other two islands are both known for their secluded and beautiful beaches.
Now, because we are only here for a quick day trip, we don't have time to hop on a ferry to any of those islands, but if you have visited any of those islands, we would love to hear about your experience in the comments. Now, if you are interested in the island's history, we would recommend Randall Research Center. And if you're looking for a more upscale place to eat on the island, then the Tarpon Lodge is the place to go. Now, something unique to Pine Island is how much of the land is used for agriculture. We found so many palm tree farms as well as fruit groves. Now, the most popular fruit has to be the mango. Look at all these mango trees. I don't think we've ever seen so many mango trees in one spot. And there are so many mango markets around here, but we chose to stop at this place because it looks like it has a variety of fruit.
We found that in addition to having a great selection of tropical fruit, the Pine Island Tropical Fruit Market also had a variety of fruit trees and ornamental plants for purchase, and even a few friendly dogs.
Now, neither of us know exactly what type of plant this is, but if you know, let us know in the comments.
Now, in addition to offering a few different varieties of Pine Island grown mangoes, we also found this market to offer jackfruit, papaya, bananas, guava, longans, mamey, ginger and tamarinds, starfruit, and even raw honey in a variety of jams.
So we're gonna have a fruit lunch. We have a Valencia Pride mango, a guava, some longans, bananas from Southeast Asia, and a starfruit. This fruit is so aromatic right now. It smells absolutely delicious. Which one are you gonna try first?
I'll go with the mango.
Here's an extra little sample. This is mamey.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, thank you. Mamey?
Now we know how to pronounce it.
Sweet or more tart?
It's a little tart, but more sweet, I'd say. It's not stringy at all. It's super juicy. Definitely better than the average store-bought mango. So we did try these in Costa Rica. We thought they were pronounced mamey, but we just learned they're pronounced mamey.
Or mamey?
Mamey. Yeah, it's kind of like a sweet potato. That's the closest thing I'd compare it to. Like a cooked sweet potato, though, because the texture is very soft. It's unusual, but I do like it.
I think I'm gonna try the guava. So I've had a lot of guava flavored things before, but never like actual guava, the fruit, I don't think. I actually think the smell reminds me a little bit of passion fruit, but this is the one that kind of has hard seeds in it that you don't wanna bite down too hard on, I think. It's very creamy.
Really?
Yeah,
I wouldn't have expected that.
Yeah, it's not like super flavorful, but I do like it. It's very good. Now, we have definitely had starfruit before, but oftentimes it is underripe and not very good. This one looks like it's pretty ripe. Now, starfruit never is like super flavorful, but it's quite juicy.
Good.
So we've definitely had longan before, and I know that I love these. You do have to peel it though. Once you do peel it, it kind of looks like a grape, and there is a big pit in the center. So you don't want to eat that. See, it's kind of translucent there. They're very similar to rambutans and lychee. Now, lychee is probably more sweet, but kind of same texture.
I don't remember exactly what type of banana this is, but it comes from Southeast Asia. It came recommended by the worker here, so I'm really excited to try it. The texture is the main difference. It's not like as creamy as a typical banana. It's a little less sweet, maybe a little more citrusy. I do like it a lot. One downfall of our fruit lunch is that it is attracting all of the local flies.
Yeah. We just left the tropical fruit market and we were planning to go to a preserve next, but the afternoon Florida rain arrived a little bit earlier today, so we are heading to the south end of the island to find a place to ride out the storm.
So right as we were about to drive by the Gulf Preserve, we got a little bit of a break in the rain, but the radar is saying that it could be storming off and on for the next few hours. So we decided to pop in real quick to show you a little bit of what you can find here.
Currently, we seem to be the only people here, and for good reason. Now there is a restroom out here, but the door is locked. There's a porta potty behind me. We have not checked those conditions. There's a map that shows the different trails. And over here is where I think you can access this lake. There's a trail that'll take you to the observation deck. Part of it seems to be underwater at this point, and there is a sign that says part of the boardwalk is closed. We're not familiar with this park, so we're not sure how far you can take the trail. Skylar caught something at the park. Oh,
Yeah, it's like the smallest frog I've ever seen.
he's so tiny. See you later, little guy.
While the rain may have let up for the time being, the bugs are now out, so we are spraying on our bug spray before we hit this trail. Do you think lives down there, Jamie?
Oh, wild pig.
Oh, we did hear there's wild pigs out here, didn't we?
I'm gonna guess a wild pig.
So we're definitely not going to be taking this trail far because we are still hearing a little bit of thunder way off in the distance, and the radar is showing that more storms are coming, but at least we'll have a chance to show you a little bit. You don't have to take this paved trail far before you come upon this little picnic area. And yeah, as you can see, the trails are pretty nice. It looks like there's a grass trail you can take off that way. We're definitely not going to do that because it's full of mud most likely. So this little concrete path, you only have to take it probably 100 foot or so, and it leads to this observation deck here. Man, considering it was just pouring and blowing like crazy a couple minutes ago, it's incredibly still right now. So Jamie just spotted something way off in the distance. Actually, a few things. I don't know if you guys can spot them, but we are pretty sure that those are flamingos down there. I don't know what else they would be. So Jamie just told me like 3 minutes ago that there's no way she's going down the grass paths here on the park. And then we spotted those flamingos and she just told me that we have to go down the grass path now.
I know.
What happened, Jamie?
I am willing to get a few more bug bites to potentially see wild flamingos.
Yeah, it's a pretty unique opportunity. I think we got to do it.
All right, let's go.
This path is gonna probably be buggy and potentially muddy, most likely both. At least we got old shoes on, and at least it's not currently storming or raining. Yeah, neither of us know the best route to get to these flamingos or if there is any route at all, so we're literally just walking through this swamp right now.
Oh my gosh. That water was deeper than I expected it to be.
I don't know what you expected.
I don't know either.
Okay, it kind of follows the lake here, it looks like, so I think we went the right way. So when we got closer to the lake here, the path got drier, thankfully.
But it is raining more.
It is raining more.
What?
We're definitely getting close to the flamingos. I hope they're real and they're not fake.
That would be bad.
Come on, keep moving. Water won't hurt you, but lightning will. Wah, wah.
They're just buoys.
That's cruel.
I know, whoever did that.
I guarantee we are not the first people who thought those were flamingos.
All right, we're going. We're getting out of here.
Well, at least it got you on the trail.
I know, otherwise I was not going to go down this path. It's too watery, too much standing water and too much mud.
Well,
But this is a cool trail. If you're here when it's not rainy season, I think this would be a really peaceful, nice
yeah,
trail.
it would be. It's
Okay,
pretty
let's go.
peaceful right now, honestly. It's a nice gentle rain,
Yeah,
nice
not
puddles to walk through and keep us cool.
You know, look at how deep this water is.
Yeah, look at that beautiful water you get to walk through. Best trail ever. I just saw a sign earlier for a fiddler crab, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah, he's got a huge claw. All right, thundering again. We gotta get out of here. Getting
Skylar feels like a little kid again. Well, that was a fun little park visit.
We did not get struck by lightning, so I'd say it's a success.
Yeah.
So we drove down to the southern end of the island to go to this fish house place that Google said was open, but it wasn't quite what we were expecting, so Skylar got out to talk to somebody to find out what's going on here.
You can kind of see him through the foggy window talking to somebody on a boat. What'd you find out?
Okay, so right now all they're doing is selling blue crabs. I guess that's all that's really in season right now, but they also do other shellfish occasionally. They're connected to Jug Creek Fish House, which is up in Bokeelia on the north end of the island, but we're not going back up there.
Yeah, that's a long drive.
Yeah, that's too far.
All right,
We'll
cool.
find something else to do down here.
Yeah.
So we've been driving around St. James City for a while, which is at the far south end of this island. It's been a pretty unique mix of newer and older houses, but it has been primarily residential. We were kind of hoping to find like a park or something so we could walk out and get a view of the water, but we just haven't been able to find anything. But we did talk to a local earlier today up in Bokeelia, and he said that St. James City is the part of the island that you want to go to if you're looking for a party. But it's like, what, 3:30 in the afternoon on a Tuesday right now, so I doubt we're going to find too much of a party, but we are going to go check out a couple of local bars anyway. So we made it to Fuzzy's. It definitely doesn't look like there's much of a party going on here. We're one of like 3 cars in the parking lot, but it looks like they do have a really cool tiki bar, so we're going to check it out.
So this looks even nicer than the one in Key West, and Skylar doesn't have to stand in line to take a picture.
I already like it way better.
Now with the tiki bar, daily drink specials, and a ton of old Florida charm, it didn't take us long to determine that Fuzzy's was our type of place. So we primarily wanted to come to Fuzzy's because it had the drunkenmost buoy and it was on the water, but when we got here we realized that they had drink specials and happy hour on food, including clams, oysters, shrimp, and even chicken wings.
So here at Fuzzy's, they have a $6 daily drink special, and on Tuesdays, it was a brandy spritzer, which I think is some sort of mix of brandy and orange juice. I don't remember the last time I had brandy or if I even like it, but I figured for $6 we could give it a try. That's actually pretty good. I don't know if I pay full price for it, but for $6, I definitely get it again.
Now our order came out pretty quickly and we got 6 shrimp, 6 oysters, and 6 wings. Now the shrimp are local, they're Pine Island shrimp. The oysters, they are from the Gulf, but they are from further north in Florida. And the wings, who knows where they're from. They look good. They have Old Bay seasoning on them, and then we have hot sauce to dip them in. Now I am most excited for this local Pine Island peel and eat shrimp, so I'm gonna try that first. They are really good size. Those are really good shrimp.
And I am definitely most excited about the oysters, so I'm trying that first. I never know how to describe oysters because they're so unusual, but I'd say this is slightly above average compared to most of the oysters I've had. Not the best, but still really good. Now these wings look really crispy and the blue cheese looks nice and thick, so I'm excited for it.
You're trying serious sauce.
Yes. So I'd say that wing is well above average, especially for $1.50 a piece. That Old Bay seasoning's delicious. It's fried to perfection. I like it a lot.
How's the serious sauce?
The serious sauce is not that serious, I would say. You would probably think it was really hot, but for me, just about right. We made it to our second bar of the day, which is just a couple 100 feet down the road from Fuzzy's. It looks like they also have a tiki bar, so we'll see inside.
Just like Fuzzy's, the low-key tiki bar had those funky old Florida vibes that we just can't get enough of, and would be another perfect spot to relax with a cold drink, even during a rainstorm.
So as far as alcohol goes, this bar only serves beer, wine, and wine-based cocktails, but that is not a problem for me because I can always find a beer that I enjoy.
Which one is that?
High Five IPA.
So we weren't sure if we were going to try any food here, but we saw one of their specials today was a barbecued bacon wrapped scallop skewer. So we had to give it a try. Wow, so that scallop was very tender. The bacon was very flavorful, and I really like the sweetness of the barbecue sauce. So overall, very good.
So this dish combines two of my favorite things, bacon and scallops. Plus you can tell they had a nice char on them. So I already knew it was going to be awesome, but I think it still exceeded my expectations.
So this is the first bar that we have gotten our check with a mousetrap. I kind of like it. So we are getting ready to leave Low Key Tiki, and we have one more spot to take you to, but it is back on Matlacha, so we'll see you there soon. Now, our last stop is actually right next door to the Perfect Cup. Now, when we were planning this episode, we did not realize that they were actually next door to each other, but it works out because you have to drive through Matlacha to get on and off of Pine Island. Now, CW Fudge Factory makes their own fudge in-house as well as chocolates and truffles, and I think it's going to be the perfect place to end our time on Pine Island in Matlacha, so we'll see you inside.
Upon entering CW Fudge Factory, my expectation was to find a store full of fudge, but what we found were homemade candies, popcorn, ice cream, and souvenirs. But don't get us wrong, there was a whole lot of fudge too, and I was pretty excited to sample some.
I'm gonna try the coconut cream pie fudge. Oh yeah, the flavor is just like eating a coconut cream pie.
I am trying the mango jalapeno. Definitely never seen this flavor of fudge before.
A little spicy?
Just a little bit, yeah. Like, I think you would like that spice level too. That's probably like my favorite fudge I've ever had because the spice balances the sweetness. It's really good. So they have key lime pie fudge here and ice cream. I'm gonna try the fudge right now. So anyone who watches our channel regularly knows I love key lime pie, and that fudge actually does taste just like key lime pie, but I think my favorite is still the mango jalapeno.
So after trying several different kinds of fudge, we settled on 4 different kinds. Now we are pretty full, so we are gonna leave the rest of this fudge until we get home, but we also got 2 truffles. Skylar got a key lime pie truffle and I got a champagne truffle. Even though we don't have room for all the fudge, we are gonna try these truffles before we hit the road. Now the inside of this truffle is super creamy and delicious. It does have a hint of a champagne flavor, but I don't think you would notice it if you didn't know it was there.
There's so many flavors in here, so you can taste the key lime, but it is a little bit subtle because it has both the white chocolate and the dark chocolate in it. Normally I'm not a big truffle fan, but this, yeah, if I had to eat a truffle, it'd probably be this one. It's not as good as the fudge, though. All right, Jamie, since you are the chocolate connoisseur, which one is the best?
I would say today I'm feeling more of the traditional chocolate truffle.
Now, whether you're a big chocolate fan like Jamie or a not so big chocolate fan like me, you're going to be able to find something you like at CW Fudge Factory. It really was a great way to end our time on these islands, and if you want to see some more things to do in the area, including the islands of Sanibel, Captiva, and Fort Myers Beach, go ahead and check out this playlist next. Thanks for watching.